What's up, party people? Another week, another Dekaron update. Fill the Phleebus. What's a Phleebus? I have no idea. Make sure to like the video, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so that you don't miss any upcoming content. Let's get this party started. How's it going, guys? Let's take a look at this update. Now, this is interesting. There's a brand new mechanic in this event that we have never seen before in Dekaron, and that makes it interesting, but we'll kind of have to determine here if we think it's good or not. And to be honest, I'm kind of on the fence about it. So basically, they're talking about this new event, Fill the Phleebus. I have no idea what a Phleebus is, but we're going to try to find out. So here we go. A loud, strange, and likely intoxicated interdimensional researcher has appeared in our Deca. And this is actually really funny because they are probably referencing Rick and Morty here, right? I mean, like, why would it be a strange and intoxicated interdimensional researcher if it wasn't Rick, right? So for those of you who watch Rick and Morty, you'll know this is probably a reference to Rick and Morty or something, right? I mean, it has to be. I can't imagine it not being. And if we hop in game for a second here, you can see, he's like a newly animated character, which is kind of cool. So, he looks pretty good. I don't know if he says anything here that references Rick and Morty. It's those blasted blurgrit grubs that have got me stuck here. They latched onto my ship and it's drained its power. See, he's even like burping or whatever, like Rick from Rick and Morty. So this is definitely like a Rick and Morty reference. Reading Lampsheenless realities, and I got bug hits, so they can't read Dekaron. Anyway, so you talk to him. He gives you this little Phleebus thing. It says, your brain is too smooth to understand this device. If you toss it away, you can get another one. Basically, what you do is you go kill stuff, you fill it up, and you get rewards. So that's kind of the idea there. I do think it's kind of funny. I do believe this is a Rick and Morty reference, and I think it's kind of funny that they're doing that, but whatever. Anyway, so let's see. What do we get for this? So basically, you'll need to manually activate a 100% filled Phleebus to receive its prize, which contains a warped reality box. So basically, you have to get it to 100%. So in the field, these things will spawn and they'll fill it 10%. And in addition to that, you can fill it doing dungeons. From what I've heard, I mean, running battle support for an hour gets you like one reward an hour. But the problem is they don't stack in your inventory. You have to manually click on it. So farming it in the field just doesn't seem realistic to me. And then the dungeons here, you need to run one of the, like you only get 10%. So it's got to be like 10 times. So Dravasific passageway, you can only run that 7 times, so that would be 70%, but it takes a while. Fabnell's Nest, you can only run 3 times, and that's if you have camouflage, so that's not good. Who's going to run Nest 10 times in a row? You need way too many people, and Undamozoki is pretty slow, so unless you're farming there for experience, I don't see you running 10 of this either. So the idea is really cool, but the way you get the percentage just seems really bad to me, and it doesn't seem really worth it. But let's take a look at the rewards. Maybe it is. So this is what you get. You're going to get a warped reality exchange box, and within that, you can get a 20% glory. 20% glory, that seems really weird. Like, why not just give us a 35% grace? You know that's what we want. Like, I don't understand why a 20% glory. It's not really that good. Good health and long life Jade bracelet experience exchange box. That's great for Helion. It's not very useful on Tristy. I guess it kind of is, but I'm going to guess it's a really low rate anyway. And then you have a vital 10% stone exchange box. This is really good, and I think it'll be good on Helion, but I'm assuming it's pretty rare. And then the other stuff just doesn't look very good to me. I don't know what ampules are, so someone will have to tell me what those are. I have no idea. But there's a couple other boxes you can get here. So like a Crest Lucky box, all these crests are bad, so I don't really get the point of having that. It'd be nice if there were some decent crests in there, but there's not. The Dragon Scale Horn tier thing, whatever, that's great for people farming the perp. I guess they could make it a little bit easier, but I don't know, it's better to just go farm Sacred Claw. Like, you wouldn't do this to get perp supplies, so it's kind of silly. But, I mean, I guess whatever. Then the soul stones are silly because you can get the soul stones anyway. So overall, not super impressed with the rewards. The 10% stone is kind of nice. The bracelet is nice. Everything else, I mean, in my opinion, is kind of completely useless. And this is what I hate, is that like you have like that one item you want, but you could spend all this time farming and never actually get that one item that you want. So it doesn't motivate me to farm. Like if you were like farming pieces and you exchange those pieces for that, the item that you wanted, then to me it would be worth farming. But since like you're just like most likely going to get a bunch of junk for putting in hours of work, like it's just, why would I want to farm that? I'm just going to be honest, like it's just not worth it in my opinion to like spend the time farming that at all. So I don't really see myself participating in this at all, but I don't know, maybe I'll change my mind. We'll see. Next up, Sign of Nexus. They talk about the MC3, and they want to make it easier to get, and they say here that they are making these items appear twice as frequently, which I'm sorry, is not enough. It's not enough, because it already takes, like, realistically months to farm it for one person on Helion, and okay, cool, now it's only like a month and a half for one person. Like it's still just ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous. And the thing that I find the most upsetting about this is that they put it in the D shop too. They're making it super easy to get in the D shop, which is really silly, but we'll cover that in a little bit. What would help with this is there's a quest that you can take, and you can take it 4 times a day when you run this dungeon, and if that quest actually gave supplies, then it would be worth doing. Like actually have that give some of the ingredients, but 90% of the time when you turn in that quest, you just get dill. Like you don't get, and like the dill doesn't even matter. It's like 200k, but it costs like 1 to 20 mil to enter the dungeon, so it's totally silly. And most of the time you don't get anything from the quest, even though you're supposed to get one of these items. So that's silly. Doubling the drop rate isn't going to fix anything. The MC3 is still unrealistic to actually farm, but we'll talk about the D shop thing in a minute here. Summer Surge, there's some more experience events, 400, 500, 600%. I still think the base experience on the server, if you want people to get into end content, should be around the 500% mark anyway. So, I mean, XP events are cool, but you know, they're honestly useless unless you go and you spend money on scrolls and talismans anyway. So I don't know. Probably, I mean, that doesn't excite me. I'm just being completely honest with you. Acres Hunt 2. Now this is the one piece of the update that I think is kind of good. The Acruses are no longer dropping the hoofs. They're now dropping the gastrots, and those can be exchanged with Parkel for a mysterious bag stone. And what's cool about this is, look at that. Wedding ring. Nice. So I still need wedding rings on my Helion server, Alokin. So like the fact that I might be able to get a wedding ring from doing this makes me think, hey, I might actually farm this. Everything else, I mean, I guess the monochrome ore or the majestic jewel is okay, but basically everything else in here is completely useless. Once again, it's just like, can't you just let me farm the item that I want to farm? Like, I don't care how long it takes. I just want to be able to farm it. I mean, that's be realistic, but it's like, this just results in, like, I could spend hours and hours and hours farming Acris and not get the item I wanted. And then, guess what? Why would I enjoy that event? Because, like, I can't actually get the item that I want. So it's like, like, I don't know. I don't know why everything has to be this, like, random box BS. I just hate it. It's terrible. So they did change some of the names. For some reason, they changed the names. I don't know why they changed it. I guess these are the correct names. So Sheet Metal of Spell is now Enchanted Plate. Honestly, it sounds better. Dimensional Powder is now Dimensional Energy. It's funny that they're changing the name of an item that you can't even really get in game. It's like extremely rare, but they changed the name. Cool, I guess. And then the Arcadia's Gold Dust to Arcadian Gold Dust. I mean, it makes more sense. So, okay, cool. The hoofs no longer drop. Because they did drop for like an extra week, which was really weird. And the Enchanted Plate and Arcadian Gold Dust tooltips no longer claim they can be obtained via dismantling, as this is no longer the case. It was never the case, so yeah, it's good that it doesn't say that anymore. You just get it from farming the dungeon. And Dimensional Energy can now stack to a maximum of 20. Why? Why would it need to be stacked to 20? You only need 10 to exchange it for the MC2, and it's an item that you can't even really get in game. So I don't know why they're fixing that, but it's like kind of a dead item anyway. Yeah, weird. So let's talk about the D-Shop stuff. They're basically changing around the treasure boxes. They're adding Night Sky from the gold to whatever box. You need pet eggs. Casting Biju, Helion stuff for crafting Helion stuff. Yeah, I guess whatever. You guys know I don't really pay attention to this. Platinum box. Spirit 10% Socket Stone choice box. They finally added it to the game. There's already been Strength ones, there's already been Dex one, and there haven't been Spirit ones. But once again, it's just a premium item in a random box, and it's like, why not like make something fun where you go and farm those gems for your weapons so we can all have a good time? But nah, it's just shell out the money. All they care about is the money. They see the money rolling in, and they just keep putting in the items that they know that people who spend a ton of money want. Nothing's ever going to change until people stop spending tons of money on this random junk, but I don't really see that ever happening. Yeah. So, and then this is so terrible. The sign of Nexus is shining over the D shop. Ooh, you're killing me here. So they barely make the MC3 a little bit easier to farm, but you know what they do? They throw this overpowered Nexus Lucky Box into the D shop. I mean, look at this thing. You can get an MC3, you can get an MC2, and you can get pretty much any of the things you need to make it. So basically, if you buy enough of these, you just buy an MC3, which is silly. It's just silly. And I guess some of this stuff is tradable, so I guess we'll see more of it in the agency, at least on Helion. But I don't know, guys. I just wish they'd just make like that. Like, why not make the MC3 like fun to farm? Like, get everyone excited. Like, make it realistic so everyone can get in there and get their MC3, and I don't know, and people can have fun with it. I don't know, just an idea. I don't know, guys. Overall, I'll say the mechanic for this Phleebus thing is kind of cool. The idea is cool. The reference to Rick and Morty is kind of cool. But I don't know. The update doesn't make me want to play. Like, it doesn't make me want to hop in game and play. I just don't feel like it's worth it. I've been playing that new Dekaron Asia server the last couple days, and I think I'm just gonna keep continuing to play that because it's actually kind of fun. And I'll be sure to make some videos about that. Maybe next week we'll get something fun, maybe not, I don't know, but overall this week, not super impressed. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions or suggestions, as always, you can leave them in the comments, and until next time, take care.